Bro, we on the air.
All right. And I guess I'll hit done there. All righty. Peace and greetings to you all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at Northwestern Mexico. How are you? Guys, you know I'm here with our magnificent and beloved brother Sean Lee Mel. 7-day tropic medical astro weather report is what we're getting into today, guys. Uh, you know, I'm here to have fun. I just, me and Brother Sean are just discussing earlier, before we went live, just the fact that there are people who are in public trustee positions, whether it's governor, lieutenant governor, uh, treasurer,
Comptroller,
comptroller, guys,
recorder.
yeah, recorder, sheriff, police chief, and all the underlings under the police chief, and all of the, when it comes to the sheriff, all the deputies under the sheriff. And we're just discussing the fact that there are a lot of people in positions that don't know what the fuck they're doing. And because, we're speaking on, we're going to be sending out these correspondences to these beings and pointing out why certain things are to be going according to what's defined. And I think a lot of these type beings, they resort to some attorney, as if some attorney is going to be like a lifeguard to them and protecting them, to go and say something like, oh, well, you guys are interpreting statutes wrong. And I'm not interpreting definition. Definition is definition. When something is defined a certain way, that's just what it is. It's its definition. And so what I'm recognizing is that we have a we have a lot of people who are in public trustee positions who are violating their oath of office. And for me, it just has me thinking that if these people don't comprehend their position or keep trying to have discretion when the beneficiaries, for example, myself, Brother Sean, when the beneficiaries are pointing out what their duties actually are, and these people want to, oh no, that's only if you do this, or if you just, no, we don't have to perform a specific way. We don't have that. That's not our obligation. We're just beneficiaries. We're actually directing and instructing how you guys are supposed to do what you're to do. And since there's this so-called misunderstanding, oh, well, they didn't know, they don't know because they haven't studied what you're studying, that doesn't stop it from being trustee malfeasance. Am I wrong, Brother Sean? I mean, that trustee malfeasance is whether you know or whether you don't know. And if you do know, then it's trustee fraud. Am I getting that? Am I getting that
Mm-hmm.
wrong?
Especially when we give you notice, you know, it really takes away the ignorance beforehand. But even then, ignorance of the law is still no excuse. But when given notice, that takes away your good faith that you can try to argue or say, "Well, I didn't know." Well, it's like, wasn't you given notice? Yeah, but nothing. Once you're given notice of your duties, um, there's really nothing else you can do. You can either, I mean, there's two paths. It's to now be informed and do the right thing, or go down the road of breach of fiduciary duty, trustee malfeasance, fraud, and perjury, violation of oath, and the whole book. Pretty much, you can do the right thing and get the book thrown at you. I mean, it's one or two. When you're giving notice, cognitive dissonance, and your own lack of understanding, and that you've done this for this amount of period. Now, we're not saying nothing is wrong with their laws, but there has to be a line drawn between who things are applicable to and who they're not applicable to. And these public laws, private laws are not applicable to everyone when we're not a licensee, vendee, or none of that. But people are misinformed and misunderstood of the scope and applicability of these, statutes and codes when, even to the Constitution, we can't even be held to that, but we will enforce that because our ancestors drafted that up for the Albions, modern Europeans, for them to come over here and do business. So we have to hold you to that. And all y'all's clauses say if any statute or code goes against the Constitution, it's null and void. There's a clause in every one. And I've read them. It's usually under miscellaneous provisions. They try to hide it. And I yield, bro.
Yep. So that's where we are, guys. I mean, yes, we are, members pertaining to Amicus Curiae with Lawful Living, and the reason why, shout out to Malika and Sunny and all the loved ones there, right? The reason why, again, I've been suggesting that Moorish Americans, sincere, true, and faithful Moorish Americans, because you still got people out here who wants to, come to my class, because I'm really looking to take charge of the situation and replace Prophet Noble Drew Ali, because now I'm the better knower in 2024. And since I'm the better knower in 2024, we don't need to pay attention to what Prophet Noble Drew Ali did in the 1920s. And that kind of thinking is retarded. That's some retarded thinking. And it really just has me seeing that we could actually not only better our Moorish community, because what we got on RV Bay Publications, which is a lot of what? We got a lot of what. There was only a few of us who actually figured out the how. A very small few. Very small few. And I'm thankful and grateful to be a part of that very small few. However, once, two sincere Moorish American mothers had basically suggested, one through the other, had suggested that I check out Lawful Living. I was like, okay, cool. Let me see what it's about. Let me see what it is. And okay, I get it. This is going to be a place where we can exercise the jurisprudent thinking that we've already began developing with Moorish Heritage and History School via rvbaypublications.com. So now, there are things that I can say off the top of my head conceptually that it's going to seem like I'm speaking alien, or which it's not. I can only speak national. I can only speak, beneficiary. That's the language I speak. I speak beneficiary. Because what I recognize is that even though I've taken, now I'm in my 10th year of study, and not chasing the bag, not trying to be the man who let me throw, like, it took people to ask me to do classes for them. Hey man, can you do classes so that we can have something to come? Because I was doing what I do now, just freely teaching, right? However, we recognize and can see there are many different beings out there. Still people who are attached to the Negro Black colored paradigm, people who are, barely sincerely Moorish American, and they're still on some type of bag chase, hustle, things like that or whatever. And what I'm really seeing is that we can improve not only our immediate Moorish community with the things that I and Brother Sean just have in our head, because we have a certain advantage being Moorish American. We actually do. That those that are not declaring and proclaiming their nationality, those that prefer to still be in the Negro Black colored paradigm, you guys will never have it. You will never achieve it. Not because I think you need to be Moorish American to have it. No, it's a certain sincerity that comes with honoring your ancient foremothers and forefathers so that your days are long upon the earth land. The universe conspires in your favor and allows you to have a certain type of thinking. that others, do not have. And so what I'm actually seeing is what is necessary is for us to take what it is that we have and what we're studying and what we go over. It's only, like I said, it's only a few of us at Lawful Living that really get it anyway. Besides myself, Brother Sean, Malika, Sonny, Trading Brigade, Quayne, Richmond,
Trinity,
right? Trinity, Linnea, Keith,
Samaya.
Samaya. After that, it's what? Oh, Joe. And Joe. After that, it's like that's I don't even think that was 10 people. I don't even think that was 10 people, bro. You and I, Malika, Sonny, Trey Brigade, Richmond, right? We said Linnea, Trinity, right? Joe.
Keith.
Okay, that is 10 people.
Bro.
That's it. And it's over 2,000 members at Lawful Living. There's only 10 of us that I see. I think like if we, it's some things that I can see on the turn up. We turned up even more. However, really see what has already been set in place with Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Yo, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, what should result with those minds that I just said, what should result is either these trustees making sure we have everything that we need without us having to punch a clock, without us having to get any type of Federal Reserve notes, debits, credits, or whatever, because those 10 minds there alone, we can be able to, direct what needs to be happening here at the North Gate by directing all the trustees that are so-called cabinet secretaries or whatever, or cabinet members pertaining to the White House. I know the United States is, of America is dissolved, but there's people who are still assuming positions. And it's like, okay, let's hold you to that. You want to be this position? You want to seem like to be this important guy when you're just a trustee. Trustee doesn't mean you control the trust. That's another retarded thinking out there. Trustee doesn't mean you control the trust. Trustee means that you're an advocate on behalf of the beneficiary, and you're to do what the beneficiary is directing and instructing you to do, period. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what needs to happen, period. Someone calls themselves King Zakir. They say, Islam to you, Zakir. Mother Sahar says, peaceful greetings, Brother Hasan and Brother Sean, and to everyone in the chat. Indeed, Mother Sahar, peaceful greetings to you. She also says Department of Health and Human Services, right? Yeah, I know, right? That is another, trusty example of who needs to be directed and instructed. Brother Derek Blash Band, Mother Janelle Blashell says, Islam, everyone, peaceful greetings. Islam and peaceful greetings to you, Brother Derek and Mother Janelle. Mother Sahar says, yes, they are in violation, exclamation point, indeed. Mother Janelle says, I'm so happy you guys aren't straddling the fence. Islam, yeah, I mean, man, that one gave me goosebumps right there. I mean, because what future is there in us fronting? There's no future in fronting. You know what I'm saying? There's no future in fronting. It isn't. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is, man. Yeah, indeed. Definitely trustee malfeasance, Mother Sahar says, and Mother Sahar is agreeing with Mother Janelle. Right. It's like if we could imagine, we wouldn't have to ask for donations or really take any eleemosynary tuition for any reading. We could give readings freely if these trustees, let me give an example of what I mean by if these trustees did exactly what they need. Okay. There's a house that's needed, right? House, right? There's a house that's needed. Yay, house. Okay. And for the beneficiary to get the house, there needs to be a trustee who has certain things in their possession that whoever is dealing with the house, right? You got this person called a real estate brokerage. This real estate brokerage is like, well, the only way that the trustee can have, that the beneficiary can have access to this house is if they impersonate an officer. And so the trustee is supposed to advocate, hold on, no, we can't do that. So let the beneficiary have the house. What we'll do as trustees is we'll have a dialogue where I, the trustee, right, let's say Secretary of HUD, Department of Interior, Department of Treasury, right? So those beings would be like, hold on, let us make sure that you guys get your accounting done. Because the beneficiary shouldn't have to concern about, oh shit, how many more hours I gotta punch the clock for so that I can have the finances to be able to get this house. How much more of impersonating an officer do I have to do to get this house? That's if there was proper correspondence between these two, right? I don't care if it's food, clothing, shelter, automobile, whatever the case may be. They're supposed to be trustees advocating to any other so-called corporation. And they're the only ones that need to be concerned about what documentation needs to be exchanged, even if it's in the form of military script between them, Federal Reserve notes. The beneficiaries are, oh, so what are you saying, Brother Hasan, that you don't need to do nothing? You don't need to go out here and pay your fair share. You don't have to work. When you read for real and stop being niggified in your mind, you actually really clearly see what it means to be a beneficiary. This is our dominion. These people swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, which preamble says, let's outline this one more time, we the people. In order to do what, we the people? In order to form a more perfect union. Oh, okay. That means just obviously between you and somebody else. Okay, because that's a union there. Okay. In order to form a more perfect union, what are you doing? Oh, we're establishing justice. We're ensuring domestic tranquility. Oh, what else are you doing, we the people of the United States? Providing for the common defense, promoting the general welfare, and, oh, there's more that you're doing? We the people of the United States? Yeah, we want to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and those people that are born after us that we're going to just say in one word, posterity. To ourselves and our posterity. Oh, okay, those are the 5 things that you outlined in your preamble, and that obviously those 7 articles and 10 Bill of Rights are going to say how you're going to go about facilitating those 5 things that you just listed in the preamble. Okay, all right, got it. So what are you doing with that? Well, we do ordain. Ordain means to set an order and establish. Oh, okay, to make, to make stand. Okay, we do ordain and establish this Constitution. Okay, this withstanding state, this withstanding condition, with standing ocean condition, state of or condition. Okay, do ordain and establish this Constitution for who? For who? Because we, the people of the United States, did this with those 5 reasons and their posterity in mind. But who y'all do ordaining and establishing those 5 things for? Oh, for this trustee. That's the United States of America. So the United States of America owes an allegiance to the Continental Congress. That's why even in Prophet Noble Drew Ali's letter, he's talking about American citizens. American citizens. America is much larger than the U.S. America is much larger than United States of America. It's a huge difference. Now, 10 years of study of being able to just say that, how quickly I said that. Some people is, ooh, that brother deep. Ooh, wow, no, wow, those brothers. No, that's the instruction. Study, study, study. That's the instruction. It's real simple. It's not even hard. Mother Zahara says gratitude to those two Moorish American mothers for suggesting lawful living. Yes, indeed, Mother Zahara, indeed. Brother Derek says pure example of meeting Noble Drew Ali in the literature. Nationality, indeed, indeed, Brother Derek. Mother Carmisha says Islam, Moors, Islam, Mother Carmisha.
Islam.
Brother Derek says gratitude and forever grateful, my brother. Indeed, Brother Derek. And Mother Janelle says exactly 100. Indeed, you know, and that's the thing. We wouldn't have to ask for donations or say give an eleemosynary tuition for, give an eleemosynary tuition for a session with us. We wouldn't have to say those things if, for example, right? Who's in place? I'm gonna ask the question, then we're gonna get started on this weather report. Who is in place to make law and enforce law? Don't say it, brother Sean. What I want to see who in the chat. Who is in place to make law and enforce law? All you Moorish Americans there in the chat, I know I'm gonna get one of y'all to say it. Who is in place? You're hilarious. You're hilarious, bro. Who is in place to make law and enforce law? Which means this was supposed to have been done before I was born. Because technically, I'm the eldest in Seven Hill Star, right? I'm the eldest, right? So before even I was born, who is in place to make? Mother Sahara says the Bays and L's, right? I know that's supposed to say Bays and L's. You're good. Yeah, I got you, Mother Sahara, right? That's technically that's technically down to technicality. That is a correct answer, right? That's technically a correct answer. However, if we go to, let me see if I can find this real quick, man. Let me see. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Let's see. Let's go to share screen, right? Start. And I want y'all to read along with me, right? Let me step back out of this calendar real quick. And let's go here, because I think I might have saved it. I know when we do our, boom, here we go, right? It's in the administrative functions, right? I know, y'all, we don't really go over that. You just see we'll do our invocation in and show our authority, and then we'll go and do this letter to be read in every meeting, which is the first one, and then we'll go to this one. But what about this page? Why do I skip that? It's not that I'm skipping it. Let's just really look. Let's really look at this, right? On page 47, first of all, 46, it lets us know the following are the 7 acts of the divine constitution and bylaws for the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, inclusive of the Moorish American prayer. So that's why, we're doing the invocation in, but that's really after these 7. Look at Act 1. Go ahead, Brother Sean. What does it say?
The Grand Sheikh and the chairman of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science is empowered to make law and enforce the laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science.
And when most people have this, when, they have, it'll say, instead of Moorish Holy Temple of Science, it'll say Moorish Science Temple of America. However, I know with this here, it is showing you the civic side, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, right? Which should still carry over to its religious corporate activity side, Moorish Science Temple of America, right? Carry over the same thing, the Grand Sheikh and the chairman. They're empowered to make law and enforce law. So asking for donations and an eleemosynary tuition for a session wouldn't be if Grand Sheiks and chairmans, or the Grand Sheik and the chairman, right, made law and enforced law and have these trustees do what they need to do, because even their statutes define what they're supposed to do. There's no room for belief. And then those of you that are part of lawful living in some way, shape, or form, where you're not just believing what I and Brother Sean say, and then you come to the classes yourself, and then you're looking at the statutes and the things we go over, and you're like, holy fucking shit, they're correct, actually. It says it right there. And then we can show you any statute we look at. We can go to any general assembly of any state of corporation and point these things out. And what we recognize is that these people are idiots. They do not know the position that they're playing. And then when you go to show them that you acknowledge and accept their trustee position, they want to, I don't know, help, tech support, which is their attorney. Tech support, like Vanilla Skies. Tech support, right? They're calling for tech support, right? And they're hoping some attorney will say some crafty, coke-sniffed words to us to make us back down from going, hey, this is what you guys' job is. Because the more they put up an opposition to what it is that we're saying and acknowledging and accepting their position being a public trustee, the more they're giving opposition to that. How is it not war? Can somebody help me out here? Because I see war. Because they're going to want to say, well, you got to do this in order to get this. Oh, I get it. You swore an oath to uphold the Constitution and discriminate. Because that's discrimination when somebody says, in order for you to get this, you have to do this. Especially when they're in a position that's not discretionary. You don't have the discretion to say what a beneficiary is to do in order to get something. That's not defined in your statutes under which you are obligated. They don't get it. They think that the attorney is in place to protect them from having to do what the beneficiaries are directing and instructing them to do. The attorney is a public trustee too. Anybody that punches that clock and they have a certificate with the state, a registration with the state, whatever the case may be. That's why we say when you look at a CAFR, Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, or Annual Comprehensive Financial Report, and you look at the hierarchy, at the top of all governments, it's the people. However, they'll colorfully call the people the electorate, residents, citizens, or voters. Those are four different titles I've seen on Comprehensive Annual Financial Reports for different states and counties. So now somebody wanted to be, so check it out. Well, the Moor Science Temple of America is a religious corporation that filed in Cook County. So let's say all the nationals are members of a person. However, that person, which is the Moor Science Temple of America, that person isn't to be discriminated against. They're to be securing their person, houses, papers, and effects. And so Brother Sean had brought up earlier, 18 USC 247 you brought up?
Yep.
Is that what you brought up?
Mm-hmm.
Damage to religious property, obstruction of persons in free exercise of religious beliefs. Hold on, yo.
Yep, that and that 15 USC 17. Labor is not a commodity.
Correct. Since when is your labor a commodity? That doesn't make sense, right? And so, oh well. And I gotta admit, Moorish Americans, we have all of the defense for our position that we possibly. You got House Resolution 0689. that most people will recognize as the different proclamations that went out, but that House Resolution 0689 is for out there near the Illinois State Republic. However, there are so many other quote unquote jurisdictions that actually back that up. And so, yo, come on, man. Are we seeing this? Are we seeing this? And then going back to our authority, right? Guys, nobody should be struggling to punch a clock, to have food, clothing, shelter, or anything else that is made from your dominion. I don't care if it was a rubber tire. There was somebody had to get something from the earth. The elements come from this plane here, which is your dominion. And then they formed it into something else and then go, here, let me sell this back to you. You're not selling nothing to me. However, if you're doing, what is it called? If you're performing functions of public office, which is trade or business, cool. Then you need to talk to these trustees. You need to talk to my public trustees. And then they'll make sure you have whatever it is you need to have for your accounting purposes and your tax purposes.
There's a form they can fill out actually to get a tax refund.
Mm-hmm. If the people aren't on the clock, we already know Brother Hasan and Brother Sean ain't on nobody's clock except their own. And we're teaching. We're doing what's in our authority here. What is that? The Moorish Holy Temple of Science deriving its power from power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad, which we know is the great Quran of measurement, great measuring, to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great prophet of Ali in America. I know that's what we're doing. To appoint and consecrate missionaries of the prophet and to establish the faith of great measuring in America. That's what we're doing. So yeah, that's why I'm saying, guys, this is why what we were discussing before this live, before we're like, all right, let's go live on this. What we're discussing is, bruh, these are the documents. And I know it's years of me knowing stuff. My thing is I'm strategic. I'm not just a fuck around and find out, throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. I'm on some like, all right, I see that. Let me put that on the shelf. I'm gonna hold that right there. I want to make sure I got this together right here. Oh, that's enough. Okay, cool. Let me put that on the shelf. All right, next, let's. Oh, I like that too. Let me put that on the shelf. All right. Make sure all the ducks is in the row, so that if I need to bust a move or do anything, not only can I show what's current with our authority, but I can go all the way back to 1906 if I need to point out a Morocco that's been in existence before a Morocco that don't come till 50 years later. This is what I think when Prophet Noble Ali was like, I stopped up all the rat holes. We got more than enough information and things to really not just enforce our position, but to really ask these people that are public trustees, like, so are you about to quit, or you want a, what color noose you want to be hung in for treason? Oh, Brother Hasan, we supposed to be uplifting. Then y'all just read chapter 10. You ain't supposed to be killing nobody. I'm not killing anyone. It's their behavior that says that they don't want to do what they have sworn an oath to do. You swore an oath to do something. And when you don't do that, this is the consequence. That's it. I'm not doing anything but enforcing law. I just think it needs to be more Moorish Americans doing the same. Without, come to my class, or no, we ain't gonna link up with them brothers over there. We just going to invite this sister to come. Look, since you done did this, Malika, just come to our class. And then I'm gonna show you my own documents that really I was inspired by some elders who I'm not going to give credit to. Come on, man. Why are we playing? Why are we playing as a people? Why are we playing? All right, let's get it going. Let's have some fun. Let's go right to the calendar. Questions, comments, and/or suggestions, guys. Like, seriously. Y'all already know I'm always open for correction. I'm out of order. Let me know. But I know I'm not. I know I'm not. Most of your grand sheiks and chairmans of what they think is a Moor science temple, they're not even contemplating the things that we're saying. 7 Hill Star improves these guys that think they're running temples now. If any temple out there is just like, oh man, they doing better, you're welcome. It's because of 7 Hill Star. I don't care how arrogant that sounds to anyone's ears. I don't give a fuck. It's true. It's true. We're the reason. Why? Because we keep Prophet Noble Drew Ali at the forefront pertaining to our minds, which allows us to say the correct things, which now allows them to correct themselves, even though they've been removed themselves from office because of their misconduct. People out here playing with y'all birthright. 7 Hill Star Astro Calendar, March Aries 2023 to February Pisces 2024. Quote, time never was when man was not, end quote, and we're quoting El-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali doing religious corporate activity by affidavit being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Gratitude and need, peace be unto ye, right? So guys, we are here, right? And for the moon cycle that has the earth sign Capricorn, the sea goat, actually, it's just I didn't put a fish tail at the end of that goat, but it is what it is. Anciently and contemporarily ruled by Saturn. And also this particular moon cycle or month, right? Month has the air sign Aquarius, the water bearer, right? Anciently and contemporarily still ruled by, well, traditionally some would say ruled by Saturn, but contemporarily the co-ruler is Uranus, right? In modern astrology, as they call it, right? And guys, you know, we're here for the 11th to the 17th. Right. And as you can see, I will start out on the 11th. See that the new moon's taking place there, you guys. If you didn't catch our Intuition Monday with I and Brother Sean, go and look at our live on Intuition Monday where we go in on that, as well as because it was Prophet Noble Drew Ali's solar return when we did that. So we went in on not only that, but we also, as far as the new moon, we also went in on the Moorish leaders' historical message to America so that you guys can really see what is the foundation of 7 Hill Stars thinking for real. You know what I mean? It's not just, oh, we're astrologers that wear fezzes. And no, that's ancillary to declare and proclaim your nationality, and where we're still telling people, go to rvbaypublications.com. I doubt if anyone at rvbaypublications.com even has on their website or even saying out of their mouth to go to 7 Hill Star. However, neither here nor there, and that's no shade. We got to stop taking me telling the truth as being shady or messy, because that's not what it is. We're just telling the truth. I doubt if anybody there, even though we're telling people to go there. Why? Because that's where our foundation is. And that goes back to when Mother Janelle says, hold on, let me repeat what Mother Janelle said. 2 seconds. Boom, 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 boom. Wait, hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. Where did Mother? There she go. I'm so happy you guys aren't straddling the fence. There we go. Woo! Look at that. Man, we almost need a sound bite for that. Just press the button. Press the button. I'm so happy you guys aren't straddling the fence. Islam. Like, just hit the button. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. And any hoosers. That's what we do. We're assisting, because I'm pretty sure we could have saved up finances and got a magic card, card machine, and made identifications. And I have a seal. You know what I mean? Like kind of see. I have that too. I got a seal. And you don't see me talking about come and get your IDs from Seven Hill Star or let us seal your documents. We too busy being an honor, even though people don't say go to Seven Hill Star for astrology, because we're actually the only internationally certified professional astrologers that are in complete harmony with nature. We don't just be like, oh, just the brothers. If I mean, there are sisters that are part of TUPAC. It's just that certain sisters, sisters ain't go yet. They didn't go, oh, well, let me go and take the intensive so that I can be certified according to Seven Hill Star standards, and then I'll do astrology that way. Brothers are the only ones that took that step. Not knocking the mothers that ain't doing it. I'm just saying. We're open. We're not just, because some websites just be like, just sisters. We're only going to put sisters in positions to do things. And but again, we still promote these websites. And anyway, here we go. On the 11th, it is I, Brother Hasan Ghazi Obey. I'll be knocking out those 4 transits and that lunar ingress. We see that the moon is void of course for 28 minutes, right? 0 hours and 28 minutes after its last aspect conjunct to Pluto. All right. Then on the 12th, Brother Sean Ali Mel, he goes in on those 2 transits there while Luna is continuing its transit through Aquarius. Then on the 13th, guys, I'm just going to let you know now, make sure you make all your transactions and decision-making on the 12th. Because on the 13th, all you want to be doing is chilling, relaxing, eating maybe leftovers from the 12th, or you're just only cooking on the 13th. Because not only do we see that I have 3 testimonies as far as the transits are concerned, we have 2 ingresses, Mercury ingressing Capricorn and Moon's ingressing Pisces. Can you guys see that when Luna makes his last aspect square to Uranus, it goes void of course for 17 hours and 30 minutes between 4:59 anti-meridian Eastern and 2200 hours, 29 minutes Eastern or 1029 post-meridian Eastern, 17 hours and 30 minutes. You don't want to be spending any finances on the 13th. You shouldn't even be at the store. Get everything that you need on the 12th. Seriously. All righty. Moon doesn't go void of course on the 11th until 9:33. So maybe you want to get things before 9:33 on the 11th. Definitely everything you can get on the 12th. The 13th, you want to be chilling. You don't want to be out at the grocery store. Do everything on the 12th. Period. Do not spend any finances on the 13th. Do not make any major decisions unless you're transacting finances just after midnight on the 13th. But when it gets to 4:59, you might want to chill and do nothing until after 10:29 post-meridian. 17 hours and 30 minutes that moon is void of course, guys. All righty. So it's not a game. Remember, moon void of course is buyer's remorse. On the 14th, Brother Sean's going to go in on those 3 testimonies there. For the 15th, for Michael the Kang Day. Michael Kang, right? They're celebrating that Mason's solar return on the 15th, as we can see. Michael Kang Day, right? And I guess I'll be going, Jesus Christ, I got 6 testimonies and a lunar ingress into Aries after Luna's void of course for 16 minutes, right? On the 15th. Brother Sean's knocking out on the 16th those 2 testimonies. I guess I got the most again, bro. Like I had last cycle. I got the most testimonies, bro. Right? So with that being said, after Brother Sean goes in on those 2 testimonies, right? Those 2 quartiles, Luna quartile and Mercury and Mars. On the 17th, I will be closing out, and it's interesting. We start out with the new moon, and that's what we open up with on the 11th, right? New moon, and then we're closing out on the 17th with the first quarter moon, right? Where Luna and Sol, right? The solar lunar quartile is taking place at 2200 hours, 52 minutes, or 10:52 post meridian Eastern, as you can see there, which will be the last transit I will go in on. All righty. So, and guys, thank you so much in the chat. I see what Mother Carmisha puts the target and the looking eyes, Brother Derek's, he's laughing. Mother Sahar says, indeed, Mother Janelle sends her love, and No transcriptions. No, oh yeah, no transactions on the 13th. Correct, Mother Sahar. On the 13th, guys, do nothing on make no major transactions or make any decisions to do something at a later date after the 13th. Do not do that on the 13th. Make all major transactions. Like Bryson Tiller, right? Yeah, I know, right? Make no major transactions or major decisions on the 13th. Do it either on the 12th or do it on the 14th, right? And remember, when Moon is void, of course, is buyer's remorse anyway. So that's whenever Moon's void, of course. I don't care even if it said 28 minutes here for the 11th and 16 minutes for the 15th. When the Moon is void, of course, just observe. You know what I mean? If you don't believe it, right? You want to be like, man, I don't believe that. Okay, then take the 13th and go and make a major transaction on the 13th. I guarantee you're going to be like, it's going to be some type of regret. You're going to be, oh man, I shouldn't have did that. Oh man, I need it. Okay, just making sure. You probably should have did it, but it is what it is. All right, so Brother Sean, you know what? I'm ready to bring up the chart, but I don't think I logged in. However, I'm about to. Brother Sean, is there anything that you would, any questions, comments, and or suggestions for the people, man? Maybe we can tell them about what they can get.
Yeah, guys, you already know to come, get your sessions with me, Brother Sign, all of 7 Hill Star, get your CMOS with Brother Corey. While we continue to, spearhead and get these things right when it comes to the finances so that no one has to come out of pocket for anything. To where it's like you got to fight other people to get you a spot, and I just see that coming here soon. But yeah, like I said, my regular sessions are still available. The Mental Magician Report, get your mirror, your who I am, what's my purpose, or anything that you might even have in store. We do the soul return reports. Pretty much we can use whatever. If you have any kind of questions, we can use the astrology to assist you. When it comes to the civics and all that, get your concepts correction, get that going, learn how to defend yourself, and yeah, just keep motivating yourself daily and, sharing this information with those who vibrate on that level, who are tired of having their labor be a commodity, for someone else's private gain. And yeah, share us out with any publications or news reports, that we can go speak at, any of that, to really continue to put ourselves out there more so that we can make sure Prophet Noble Drew is being known everywhere, all across the scene, because he is the most important. He brought us everything we needed, and there's really no need to reinvent the wheel. I think with all the great minds here and there, we can, come together. We have more than enough publications and documents from, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, the Constitution, the what is that? The UNDRIP, the United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People. We have various things documented so that we can fix our economic, social, and political problems and get things back right on this planet. All right. And yes, we know they are de facto. We know, but the reality is folks are still in these de facto positions. We just got to make things happen and continue to reach out. But I think the more people, wake up and really realize what's going on, I think I was saying that to the other day. I was like, what would these mugs do if folks is like, you know what, fuck this rent. We ain't paying that shit. What you gonna do? Fuck this mortgage. What you gonna do? Kick everybody out? Ain't enough of y'all to kick everybody out. And they have laws against anti-homelessness. They talk about all these funds and everything else, but it's really time just to put the pressure on these people to really perform their duties. And if not, they need to remove themselves, period.
Yeah, like we be discussing in class, like since it's illegal and unlawful to make people homeless, what they're doing is to remove people from their houses and apartments. What they're saying is it has been an unlawful detainer. And an example of that is they're saying that you waited till, you came in the last hour of some company. Let's say Walmart closes at midnight. and you waited to come in at 10:59 p.m. and you hid in the bathroom until Walmart closed, and once they were closed, then you stayed hid in the bathroom, and now you're living inside Walmart. And so now that you've done that, that is, you have unlawfully detained, the premises, right, quote unquote, right, that is Walmart, right? Even though we know premises is light fixtures, the microwave, the stove, the refrigerator. That's all that premises actually is. However, so they're removing people from apartment or house utilizing that concept, unlawful detainer, because it's illegal and unlawful to make people homeless. So what they're saying is you are messing up the business deal, because all leases, all mortgages, anyone that's a real estate agent, all they're doing is selling you a business opportunity. And that business opportunity is for you to be a maintenance man or maintenance woman. You know what I mean? So you think you're there taking care of your family, resting your head. No, it's on document. It's documented. You signed up for, probably didn't even know it. However, they're going off of the fact that you're a glorified maintenance man or maintenance woman. And in you being a maintenance man or maintenance woman, this is what you're doing. You are keeping up the grounds. Period. You're assisting someone who had loaned out the land for some farmer or rancher to grow crops, and now you are an employee called tenant that's helping to maintain the crops for the farmer or the rancher. That's what your lease is about. That's what your mortgage is about. Period. That has nothing to do with beliefs at all. Nothing to do with beliefs whatsoever. That's what is taking place. And that's why I am grateful and thankful for the mothers, suggesting that we go to Lawful Living, you know what I mean? And then, Malika and Sunny, they embrace, I am Brother Sean, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm seeing what needs to be done overall in the long run, honestly, what we need to do. But it can't just be on, well, since y'all brothers know, then no, that's not it. That's not it at all. Carmisha says, man, that's what it is. That's what it is. Period. So you're like, I'm about to get this apartment, I'm about to get this house. Just know that it's documented as you're about to get a business opportunity, and you can be removed from it under the claim of unlawful detainer. Period. That's it. That's all. And that's why, you know what I mean? Even when they want to use an FED to remove you, forced entry and detainer by some so-called sheriff, remember, the only way they can do a forced entry and detainer is if you're someone that's a part of a public housing program. So if they're doing a forced entry and detainer, we're doing a forced entry and detainer. Well, that means you're relocating me. That's how you guys should be thinking. All forced entry and detainers should come with a relocation. They're removing you, saying you unlawfully detained the spot, so you're messing up the business. However, if you are someone who it's documented and recorded under HUD that you're a part of a housing program, the only way that someone can be removed from somewhere according to an FED, forced entry and detainer, is if it's drug related or domestic violence related. And even then you need to be relocated, and they're supposed to take care of the rent for a whole year for you. I'm not making this, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, studying is fun. However,
I'll be right back, bro.
These things, I'll
be back real quick.
Yeah, do your thing. So, when we see these things, man, we need to act on it. We need to move on it. But it is what it is, guys. So let's move forward, right? I'm just going to start And whenever Brother Sean comes back in, it is what it is, right? So let's bust a move, y'all. Let's bust a move. Matter of fact, I know I'm gonna make sure I give him remote control for when he does come back. Right. All right. So I know I kick things off, right? It is on me, right? So we're having sunrise right here at 20 degrees Capricorn, 46 minutes. 20 degrees is a Scorpion degree, right? Very Scorpio like that degree is. So, you know, with the sun ruling over Leo, right? So sun is co-ruling the seventh house with the moon, as we can see here in this tropical Regio-Montanus style chart, right? We see that on the seventh house cusp is Cancer, and intercepted within the Regio-Montanus seventh is Leo. So that means moon and sun are ruling over the seventh house. So the sunrise can have the energy of, you know, things that are relatively psychological, right? When it comes to your heart, your subconscious mind being on the same page is a fresh start, of course, because this is definitely after, you know, the new moon, because now the moon's at 21 degrees Capricorn and the sun is still at 20, right? And we already know that this new moon took place. If you guys go back, I think it was 20 degrees, 44 minutes. Capricorn is where the new moon actually took place, right? So what we're actually seeing here, you know, is a means for us to, sorry, Brother Sean, you got it now. Go back. You got it now. I wanted to make sure I had minimized the windows. You got it now, though, bro. Yeah. All right. So, you know, what we can definitely see here, guys, is just a means for us to see how we what are things that are relating to you know, our psyche. What psychological relation is taking place when it comes to our loved ones? Maybe we're thinking about our childhood also. That's a very strong possibility. What is there some fascination and denial in the structure of our childhood or our relatives? And what are some things that we can really bring to the forefront of our minds and the ideals of maybe there's some confronting that needs to be done. Maybe there's some closure that needs to be had, right? So that's how I'm looking at this particular sunrise. It's taking place at 0700 hours, 30 minutes and 44 seconds, or 7:30:44 anti-meridian Eastern, near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic, on the 11th January 2024. And with that, I yield the floor. Now, before sunrise, guys, we're seeing Luna is trine Uranus at about 0400 hours, 25 minutes and 50 seconds. Luna's there in the second house at 19 degrees Capricorn, 12 minutes. And Uranus, of course, is in Taurus, as we know it, right? Uranus is there at 19 degrees, 12 minutes in Taurus. It's retrograde in the sixth. So the second and sixth house, no second house. We just going to give quick keywords: value, sixth house service, right? So these are technically 5 houses away, right? So we may want to find a way to express our values in a service of where we're allowing the people to see how we actively have a change of heart in or being able to bring about an active change of heart, like even what I spoke about, being able to have to correspond with people that are public trustees and maybe even facilitate them possessing the change of heart so that they can be able to provide a service that is necessary to go back and reflect on the sudden changes that need to take place within their public service, right? Uranus is all about sudden changes. So maybe internalizing that sudden change, and has to deal with justice, because 19 degrees is a Libran degree, right? 19 minus 12 gets you 7. 7 pertains to the sign Libra. So here is where we'll be making sure we can, bring our values and self-expression pertaining to public service and helping to facilitate the change of heart and mind, a death and rebirth pertaining to the hearts and minds of those that are oath-taking public trustees. And with that, I yield the floor. After that transit, however, still before sunrise, is the solar lunar conjunction, term new moon, taking place at about 57 minutes after 0600 hours. So 0600 hours, 57 minutes and 10 seconds, or 6:57, 10 anti-meridian Eastern, from near the Baltimore Corporation, taking place there in the first house, right? This is when we went in on the Virgo zone in our Intuition Monday that just passed. And we know it's taking place in the first house for the Virgo zone. right? And what we can actually see here, which is very interesting, Saturn in the second is ruling over this solar lunar conjunction term new moon that is happening there in the first. And Saturn being the final dispositor, which means Saturn is having the last say so over this. This is where, and it's interesting because the first house cusp is at 11 degrees, which is a Aquarian degree. Second house is actually on Aquarius at a Libran degree. So here's where, really bringing out, the people possessing the discipline necessary. See, when the people are clear on how government actually works and how it is structured, the people will recognize, like in chapter 29 in the Holy Quran, that we have raised our equals to a sovereign power to be the trustee for we, the beneficiaries. And I think when you know what that actually is, what the details are, what really outlines what's supposed to be done, especially when they misbehave, then you will get this, what you see, you will get this here. The people are really going to help to facilitate that change necessary so that they can, take back into their own hands the affairs pertaining to government, period. Anybody, I don't care if they're the part of the legislature, Speaker of the House, whatever, whomever they are, so-called President of the Senate, whoever, President of the Executive Branch or Chief Judge of the Judicial Branch. These people do not control the public trust. Who controls the public trust are the people who need to go back to that mindset pertaining to their ancient foremothers and forefathers, discipline these beings so that their days are long upon the earthland, the beneficiaries' days are long upon the earthland. Right? We, the people of the United States, and our posterity's days are long upon the earth land. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, Luna is sextile Neptune. This is happening about 20 minutes after 1400 hours, right? 1400 hours, 19 minutes, 48 seconds. All righty, to be exact. And we see Luna is there in Capricorn, and Neptune is still feeling at home there in Pisces. This is happening at 25 degrees, 16 minutes. However, Luna's in Capricorn, but Neptune's in Pisces. 8th and 11th houses, 4 houses apart. So very nurturing, very maternal this is when it comes to really some shared values from relatives and being able to allow those, combined energies with relatives and that which one may have learned from their childhood or maybe from some maternal source, being able to be between, knowing what can be able to, be very transformative for one to be able to share with another little one or someone else's child. This is where you can further institute a way of sharing with children from your own lessons of wounded healing and being able to move further and towards your own destiny of your soul, getting away from your comfort zone to be able to really bring forth an expanded mindset in valuing childhood development, or even when it comes to making sure children have something that you didn't have in your childhood, and you being able to help to facilitate bring that forth for some child and or some children, so that they can be able to have a better growth without possibly the threat, duress, and coercion that a lot of us before them have had to deal with. So here you can be able to help add to that. It takes a village to raise a child kind of nurturing, and be able to help institute the sudden changes that are definitely necessary so that they can have a better outlook pertaining to how they can assist as they get older in helping out their community. With that, I yield the floor. Luna's making its final aspect conjunct to Pluto before egressing Capricorn and then ingressing Aquarius. And after this, Luna will be void of course for 28 minutes. So Luna's conjunct Pluto there, 29 degrees, 43 minutes in Capricorn in the 5th house. More of, this transformation in self-expression, especially when it comes to the subconscious mind and children. I think child psychology will be huge here. I think people are going to see a lot of information here on probably either on the internet, or you'll come across something, maybe you're in your travels You go somewhere, maybe someone's home, maybe some office of some sort, and you'll see a magazine or something, or maybe there'll be some type of suggestion in the conversation. And you'll probably not only look at something pertaining to current child psychology, but also in analyzing one's own childhood themselves. And what you'll see is that you'll be able to probably do a lot of reflecting, a lot of reflection. And what that will help to do is be able to facilitate change within one's own inner child. And the subconscious mind will be able to have a certain growth where any type of hangups or anger from past experiences, I think there will be some relief that will happen here, and you'll have some security where you'll with inside yourself, where you'll better serve yourself as far as renovating the structure, alrighty, in your own mind and your own spirit. And you can now free yourself from feeling incarcerated by some childhood experience, by now having closure, the closure that is necessary for you to be able to move forward in your daily activities without reservations. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna is going to ingress Aquarius 1 minute after 2200 hours, right? 2200 hours, 1 minute and 5 seconds to be exact, or 10:01:05 post meridian Eastern. Luna is ingressing Aquarius in the fifth house. Looky, Astro Cookie. Here we can really feel at home with the sudden changes now made in our own self-expression. So if there's some, change that you have now, you facilitated within inside your own self, this is where you're really going to not only just feel at home spiritually, but the closure that I spoke about in the last transit prior to this is where you will have this phoenix rising from the ashes kind of feeling, and have a new sense of love for oneself, to the point where people are going to recognize this confidence. They're going to see this brightness about you, right? And also here is where I think it will behoove you to schedule your mirror AstroLiteracy session, right? Maybe you can plan for it at this time or Friday. Make sure you schedule your mirror AstroLiteracy session with brother Hasan Ghazi Obey, as well as schedule having your mental magician report from brother Sean Aline L. That'll be a good use, alrighty, of your energy, especially when it comes to the 12th, right? And make sure you're doing all your major transactions, grocery shopping, all those things, so that you can cook on Saturday, relax and chill, so you're not spending any finances or making any major decisions on Saturday. And let's say, even if you scheduled your session for Saturday, it'll work out perfectly, because plans made prior to a void of course moon, but yet completed during a void of course moon, actually work out much better than planning them during a void of course moon. All right. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, whom well pleased, brother Sean Alina.
Islam. Okay, here we go. For the 12th, for the holy day for Friday. Alrighty. We have the sun at 21 degrees, Capricorn, 47 minutes. Definitely getting assistance from Luna in that 7th house cusp. All right. This is for Friday, so this is be a good day to study. Maybe read your Moorish literature, or read some structural kind of thing, like that would just assist in your foundation, right? So maybe reading something foreign. So maybe someone does want to have their own entrepreneurship, right? So maybe taking some classes or courses, or reading some self-help books, right? Just to really bring the values that you might have been restricting from your early childhood, which could have restricted your values to really be creative and create art for yourself, or be able to do the things that you love to do. So, yeah, and that also can come with assistance from maybe like a partner, or maybe some contract. So maybe someone gets a grant or something, or it's all about being scholarly. So definitely make sure you're getting your readings to know about your 3rd and 9th house and where your Mercury is, and just Allow yourself to indulge in the literature to transform your mind. And with that, I yield the floor. Ooh, but yeah, at first looks like all right, yeah, we got a Martian Jupiterian trine, all right? We got a benefic malefic trine, all right? Mars is exalted in Capricorn in the first, Guru Jupiter's in the fourth. This is giving me action expansion, right? By the foundation and values here. And Jupiter's getting some help with that Venus, right? Being a mutual reception, Venus is in as well. So there may be some endings coming in pertaining to the home, or maybe something pertaining to the children, just things unseen. But now this is like having a new sense of self. So maybe you have a dream that's really revealing, or you're making changes to your appearance. Just really allow yourself to follow the dictates of your soul is what I can say. Besides the mental chatter, what's at the deepest part of your core, your heart, your soul, are you really passionate about and see yourself doing? But pardon me. Spiritually rather than being so materially, right? Mercury's on the ascendant. All right, at a once again at another Cancerian degree. So yeah, a lot of things that are maybe just coming out in the home life here, or maybe some real estate, or you're finding now ways to take your emotional states of being and mind and transmute that, transform that into something more valuable and purposeful, right? So yeah, just make sure with your heart, your actions outwardly are aligned with your innerly heartfelt actions. And with that, I yield the floor. And it looks like we got a lunar square Jupiter today. So Mars and Jupiter. All right. Luna's in the first. Jupiter's in the third. So we know this is happening 3 houses away. So maybe some communication, or maybe some kind of stimulation from once again, this is another heartfelt conversation, right? Because Mars is trying Jupiter, now it's Luna. So this is maybe, yeah, just getting out of one's feelings about some things, but just finding stimulation in not knowing something and then being able to know something. And with the sun right there on that ascendant, yeah, there's changes to your ego and personality that's occurring. Your foundations are being tested, but rather than yielding to those tests, allow yourself to overcome those by doing the proper looking within and once again, back to the literature, you know what I'm saying? Going over proper literature to bring this higher learning and this structure and this peace and the true sense of spirituality to yourself, so that now what may seem uh so that you can be more logical rather than emotional about things, and allow yourself to just continue to evolve and transform more. Um, with that. So maybe getting some support from like a friend group, um, or even maybe receiving a gift too, maybe from someone that you met on the internet or something like that. But yeah, once again, just get into the studies and continue to let yourself yield from things that aren't serving you anymore. And with that, I step back and behind the back to the bro.
Islam. So we got now we're here, right? For this sunrise, well into this void of course moon. That'll be 17 hours and 30 minutes by the time this sunrise takes place. Hold on, let me hit it one more time. Because I was still on the 12. Here we are now. 22 degrees, which is a Capricornian degree, right? 22 degrees, 48 minutes is where the solar ascendant conjunction is taking place that we call sunrise at 0700 hours, 30 minutes and 13 seconds, with 7:30, 13 at 18 meridian Eastern. And as we been saying for every sunrise, we know that for this particular portion that we're seeing when this sunrise is taking place, we see that Luna and Sol are both ruling the seventh house. So with the sun there at 22 degrees, we're just looking at the structures of relationships, we're really seeing how well disciplined we are and, relating to others. And if there's any fascination in the now and, purpose that we're really serving and finding, one, the balance, and two, the values in how it is when we're seeing ourselves, interacting with others. Alrighty. So what I'm really seeing that will take place here is just, this would be a means to really check, how do we interact with people? Do we play well with others? And with that, I yield the floor. For sunrise, we have a lunar Venusian sextile taking place, right? Growth opportunity between your subconscious mind and your values, or the home and your possessions, right? So maybe here, previously one has transacted for something, maybe it's a new piece of furniture you got yourself there, right? And now you're just kind of taking it all in, and you're looking at this lunar Venusian sextile taking place in both the third and second houses, respectfully in Aquarius and Sagittarius, 17 degrees, 39 minutes. That's a Leonian degree. So maybe there's some playfulness. Maybe you're, taking your time of looking at, getting your in interior design on, right? Your interior decorating on. And here with that, what you've actually done, and maybe this is also, this is very interesting too. I just got this flash in my mind. This may be the day that you're taking down the lights from your house, for those of you that have lights on the outside of your house or whatever, from, particular times of the year that, have people putting lights on the outside of their home. This might be where you actually remove those lights, possibly, especially if they're getting in the way of, you bringing some new addition into the home, so to speak. Especially when it comes to furniture, maybe you're like, oh, hold on, these lights are in the way of these movers bringing in this furniture or something. So that's kind of what I see there. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, we'll see the lunar Uranian quartile, which is the last aspect that Luna makes before going forward, of course, right? So Luna square Uranus. Luna's there in the second house at 19 degrees, Aquarius, 10 minutes. Uranus is there at 19 degrees, 10 minutes. Taurus in the fifth. So it's between the second and the fifth. It's 4 houses away. So it has this type of security vibe, this home vibe, this, family property vibe, right? Even when it comes to, the people having some sudden changes about, maybe some things that are buried within themselves or within the family. Maybe there's some type of secret that's very shocking here. And what I think will happen is people will actually learn and find out something about their loved ones and their families, maybe even when it comes to things that due to a funeral that may have recently taken place. People are finding out that, there is some last will and testament possibly, or some inheritance that has, been shelled out, so to speak. Someone has gotten their hands on some things, and people were probably thinking like, oh, that's shocking. I didn't think that this being was deserving of it, or things of that nature. However, also, if we're looking at this collectively, the values that people are going to bring to be altruistic, this is where the sudden changes in the values and how things are expressed on a quote unquote governmental aspect of things. I think this is where the people are really going to probably, have within themselves for the next 17 hours after Luna going on board, of course. They're really going to be doing inventory and checking, where they are in terms of their activities in government. With that, I yield the floor. Speaking of being active in government, right, and communicating such, Mercury ingresses Capricorn 49 minutes after 0900, 2100 hours, right? Which is very interesting. We get a aspect at 59 minutes after 4 in the morning, right? Just 1 minute between 1 minute before 5 in the morning. And then there's no other aspect in any way, shape, or form. Really, is no aspect until, Luna and Mercury are sextile, but Mercury ingresses Capricorn and then Luna ingresses Capricorn. Pardon me, ingresses Pisces, thus ending the void, of course. But Mercury ingressing Capricorn, alrighty, is taking place there in the fourth house, right? So here is where really paying attention to what you write, how you write, things of that nature. We know Mercury will be outside of his retrograde shadow once it gets to about 8 degrees, 29 minutes Capricorn on the 20th, January 2024. So it's still finishing up, its transit within its retrograde shadow. Here is where I think people are going to be really paying attention to the word, what's been written, and how to actually utilize it. This here, I will continue to put it out there and promote people. Yeah, anything you can learn about government and how government's supposed to run. Remember, you are the one that holds the keys, holds the power. And anybody that's in the position of a public trustee, I don't care what level it is, state, county, city, federal, doesn't matter. This is where you should recognize that you have the power to properly discipline these people. And it has to happen on a collective scale. So this is where the people, I think, are going to really learn that they have the means to communicate how things are to be structured for the benefit of everyone, not just within their immediate local community, however, globally also. With that, I yield the floor. Luna ingresses Pisces 29 minutes after 2200 hours. 2200 hours, 28 minutes and 48 seconds to be exact for the 13th January 2024. Luna's doing that within the fifth house, right? So Luna's making another fifth house ingress, right? However, this is dealing with Pisces. Luna rules the sea. Luna rules the water, which means Luna rules the domicile, quote unquote, or the place where fish feel great, right? So with Moon ingressing Pisces here in the fifth house, I think this is where we can probably allow ourselves to relax, guys, right? You may want to get your feet soaked. You may want to just, sit in some hot water, sit in that kind of bath where you let the water get all cold and you got to empty out the water and refill it again. Like, it's definitely one of those types of Luna ingresses into Pisces. However, I think also here is where the people will definitely get some closure in how they've been expressing themselves at large. And I think also here just taking time to isolate oneself from the just to isolate yourself by doing something creative. Alrighty, so that you can take your mind off of what work needs to be done coming up that Monday, right? Since this is Saturday, this is where you want to pamper yourself, alrighty, and take that time to indulge in comforting yourself and pay attention to whatever messages you get while either daydreaming or taking a rest and recharge. Pay attention to the messages that are given there. Finally, Luna. After this Mercury ingress to Capricorn and Luna ingress to Pisces, Mercury and Luna are sextile. Go figure, right? That's bound to happen. At 2200 hours, 31 minutes and 55 seconds to be exact for the 13th January 2024. So that is 10:31:55 post meridian Eastern. Luna's there at 0 degrees, 2 minutes in Pisces in the fifth house. Wow. Mercury is there at 0 degrees Capricorn, 2 minutes in the fourth house, right? So here is where we can, spend some time with little one. This might be a family game night type issue or energy. You might already be doing that. You're like, hey, we're supposed to be in the house. I saw the weather report with Brother Hasan and Brother Sean. We need to be kicking it, chilling anyway. So you might already be in the middle of a family game night. You guys might be playing Monopoly, Uno, or something. Maybe you're playing spades. This is where you can just really further enjoy yourself. Maybe it's also a time to maybe watch a movie, right? And enjoy that also, right? And really see what all can learn from each other, the little ones from their elders and the elders from the little ones. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, and whom well please, Brother Sean Mel, Islam.
Islam. Make sure I had it too many times. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you good.
All right, so here we are for Sunday. Alrighty. We already know Sun and Moon, seventh house. So this is once again for those that are in partnerships. I think there can be a real deal balance. Um, balancing the masculine and the feminine, um, the subconscious and the conscious. And balancing emotions with logic. Just really having like a solid structure, right? Foundation, like the foundation that Noble Draw Lee laid for us, right? Yeah, and just allowing ourselves to um really just be humanitarian, maybe um, making plans or trips for the future or just talking about dreams, one's hopes, aspirations. Just talking about these, various things. Let's see, moons and Pisces. Yeah, this is kind of um like a date night, movie night, or just, listening to some music or maybe doing some painting of some sort. Really just, taking care of yourself and really tapping in more to the spiritual side, the dreams of it, kind of just like a step away from reality. But at the same time, still structuring your personality and everything, within that. So with that, I yield the floor. Looks like before sunrise, we got a lunar Saturnian conjunction. Wow, this is in the second house. I wonder if somebody's parents, maybe father's about to either give them some bread or they're gonna come into an inheritance. That'd be interesting to see, right? But it's also as well, just really showing yeah, this is coming back to like family or maybe someone's hometown. Just really structuring being ruled by Jupiter, right? Jupiter in the fourth, 3 houses away. So yeah, it really is communicating the things that need to be communicated, right? I'm just getting someone's gonna be able to break out of like the regular family tradition or their values and be able to set their own foundational values. All right, so they can really expand the things that they, experienced and done while young, but now since they're older, now they're able to move forward with the things they see fit for themselves. It's kind of like as you was talking about, brother, sign like with the, quote unquote Christmas lights and all those things, and it's like, yeah, you might have been into it while you were younger, but now you're older, you're seeing a different side, and now you're gonna set your own values and traditions, right? That fits where you are at now, and just really able to be in harmony and finding treasure and your own opinion, but still being able to be in the flow of like the public opinion, quote unquote. So just allow yourselves to be solidified within yourselves emotionally and also the things that might scare you. With that, I yield the floor. All right, looks like next up we got a lunar Jupiterian sextile. All right. Yeah, Luna's in the first, Jupiter's in the third. Yeah, this would be a good day to schedule a Reiki session, right? Because Jupiter's still at occultist, healer, and hermit. All right. So once again, we're just thinking about communication and short trips. So for maybe those, well, ooh, it's too cold for water, but just maybe taking like a bath here, or maybe even still like if going by or traveling near a body of water of some sort. Um, for those who maybe have like a jacuzzi or a sauna, maybe, indulging in that. But just really be able to expand upon the things that you value and that you see fit that you can really, take care of yourself. That's always needed that you love to do. So this is like inner child healing and creating. So what changes can you make to your appearance or your approach that now reflects a different standing or a better type of value in your own community? Maybe someone wants to go into hermit mode. Maybe they've been too social, or um, maybe going social if they've been too much of a hermit, and just getting the occult knowledge of things that are hidden about yourself. Just really studying yourself and enjoying the things that you find out. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, looks like finally Luna's gonna make a sextile to Mars. All right. Um, let's see. Luna's in the 12th now. Mars is in the what was that 10th house? All right, 7 degrees. So once again, I think there's just gonna be an unveiling here. Um, finding an unusual way to dig yourself out of holes that you have dug yourself in. All right, 12th house dealing with self-undoing, self-bondage. So being able to free yourself from your own mind, and don't so-called realities by now doing things different, right? And Mars is actually ruling that ascendant. All right, and also ruling the eighth. So yeah, there can be a self-transformation by just allowing oneself to um set a balance in life is what I'm getting. And just in all aspects, doing the breath work, but also being grounded in your physical reality and just doing the things that you feel called to do. And yeah, just being inspired and continue to work each day in and day out. Right. And with that, I yield the floor to the bro as he goes in on Michael Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I know, right? I
Dang.
got quite a list there, don't I? So it's the Piscean degree that this is taking place, 24 degrees, 50 minutes to Capricorn, right? So here's some things may be unclear, right? Maybe there is some type of message that one may receive from a relative, or maybe one comes across some letter from some time ago, or some type of reminder of something in the past and interacting with a relative from the past. And there's still some cloud there over comprehending what was said. And I think, there will be a bit of comprehension once, a little bit of time has passed by. So this is where I think one will just allow themselves to make sure that they have a grip on their temper. Don't get upset. With that, I yield the floor. Before sunrise, Luna sextiling Uranus. Luna's there in Pisces at 19 degrees, 9 minutes. In the third house, of course. Right? Hold on, let me make sure. Yes, in the third house. Uranus is there at 19 degrees, 9 minutes. Alrighty, in Taurus, in the fifth. So here's where we can really allow ourselves, when we're communicating things that can be transformative or maybe provide some sudden change, not be so shocking in the early childhood development of the little ones that we are, that whose minds we can impress upon. I think here's where we can really allow ourselves to be very nurturing by taking, the things that may have been some wounded healing lessons from how things were instituted in our early childhood development. And what we can do is further secure ourselves in moving outside of the comfort zone of how we've learned and further expand on some information and knowledge shared with little ones by just kind of, giving our own perspective on whatever lesson it is that can be shared in that day. It could be something that's just kind of showing a theme for that particular day. I know this is showing 0500 hours, 46 minutes, and 16 seconds. So maybe later on in that particular day, you could be dealing with that energy, or you may actually come across, maybe something may come across your ears that will actually align with providing a little one to have closure and some information that's being shared. This may be where you also may have to assist in a science project. All right, with that, I yield the floor. About 18 minutes after sunrise, Luna and Venus are quartile, right? So Moon square Venus. Luna's there at 20 degrees, Pisces, 22 minutes in the second house. Venus is there at 20 degrees, 22 minutes in Sagittarius in the 11th. These are 4 houses away. Make sure you're really being able to, be nurturing and securing, the values of other children by encouraging their creativity. With that, I yield the floor. Now we have a solar lunar sextile taking place at about 1500 hours, 46 minutes, and 52 seconds. That's 3:46:52 post meridian Eastern. Luna, pardon me, Sol is there in the seventh house, 25 degrees, 11 minutes in the seventh house. And Luna is there in the 10th house at 25 degrees, Pisces, 11 minutes. So with this being 4 houses away, I really see also when it comes to, an appreciation for some elder, maybe even here, children, someone may actually show either some type of drawing, picture, or photography of some sort. And that child will provide that to their elder, whether it's mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, something of that sort, uncle, aunt. All righty. And what will be pointed out here in this, which is very, very, very interesting to see, what will be pointed out here, is really just a means of people appreciating their loved ones. And the appreciation will be shown through some type of picture or photography. Alrighty. And so I think this will further allow relatives to help children find some security and self-esteem building based on relatives congratulating them on their artistic depiction, whether it's drawn by hand or taken by photograph. And with that, I yield the floor. Of course, after that, since Luna's so close in that transit, just 10, celestial longitudinal minutes away from Neptune, of course, Luna's conjunct Neptune here, still in the 10th house, it's taking place. Jupiter, of course, and Neptune are ruling over that there. And here is where we can see the outcome and the benefits. Maybe there's a smile on someone's face based on the complimenting that has taken place, especially with that prior transit. However, I think here also is where people can thoroughly institute some sudden changes within their own selves and be able to get over maybe some hangups from their past and their childhood and allow themselves to take on something creative that they always wanted to, but they didn't have the confidence to until seeing a little one within their own family have the courage to do so. All right. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna, now next Sol is sextile Neptune, right? That whole solar, lunar, sextile, lunar, conjunct Neptune, Sol, sextile Neptune. Now that I saw that combination coming. This is taking place just 37 minutes, 26 seconds after 1900 hours. All right. And so Sol, of course, which is the sun, is there in the 5th house, having its accidental dignity, of course, in the 5th. This is where, and it's interesting too, because it's an Aries degree, 25 degrees. So here, leadership, all righty, and how to share with loved ones, leadership in how to really bring forth a means in instituting, joining your energies with your relatives, right? I think here is where some relative appreciation will take place, especially when it shows itself in the realm of playing games. All righty. Maybe it's a video game of some sort, or maybe it's, again, some more of that family game night energy. And this is where people will actually get to see, the mindset and skillfulness in a relative based on a specific game being played. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna sextiling Pluto next. All right, about 2300 hours, 32 minutes, and 29 seconds to be exact. So Luna's there in Pisces at 29 degrees, 51 minutes. Pluto is there at 29 degrees, 51 minutes in Capricorn. And this is between the 4th and the 6th houses. So when it comes to some particular food of some sort, I think it will behoove us to recognize what it is that we like or that we don't like. I think here is where we can be honest about, cooking or some food that has been cooked. And here we can really, allow that communication to take place about this particular food we can really allow ourselves to either make the changes necessary so that our loved ones are happy about what it is that's being cooked, or we can also, go right ahead and be able to teach those that are curious about what has been cooked. And I think here a conversation about food and service as far as how it's prepared, and maybe even some things pertaining to tradition. I think here is where that conversation may pop up, or this may be leading to the ending of that conversation, or maybe just thoughts of it because the conversation had happened a few hours prior. And with that, I yield the floor. Of course, Luna is for the course of 16 minutes after making that last aspect to Pluto by sextile. So now Luna's ingressing Aries, and this is a sixth house ingress this time. So here, I think people are going to really be bringing to the forefront of their mind how are they really serving their loved ones, right? What is it that's actually taking place? What is it that's actually taking place, in their minds, and how are they really, being able to serve their loved ones, and what closure or what types of things that they can connect spiritually in their daily routine with doing for their loved ones, how are they able to better formulate, alrighty, the ideals necessary so that their loved ones can feel loved and cared for, right? I think that's going to be on the minds of people here for that particular one, for Luna ingress Aries in the sixth house. And with that, yield the floor to our beloved brother, whom we're well pleased, Brother Shanalina Islam.
Islam, broski. All right, we are for the 16th. Oh, beans. Alrighty, so
and that was the end of Moorish American Week, by the way. Just wanted to let people know for the 15th.
Happy Moorish New Year. Yeah.
I know, right? Indeed. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
All right, so yeah, this is gonna be interesting, right? For all those that know, Sun's coming up on that Cazimi with Pluto. So yeah, you might be feeling a transformation occurring in your partnerships within yourself. So yeah, this is like embracing the new energies that are presenting itself and really just being ready for this shift that's about to occur. Um, in whatever aspect that one might do, whether it is leadership, or you might just becoming more confident within yourself to really be okay and comfortable with leading others, with being, the change that you want to see, with that, or just being more about equality for everyone. So, whatever is occurring, whatever you're feeling, just look within, allow it, absorb it, feel it, and continue to move forward with this new you, non-statutorily speaking, this new foundation that's occurring. With that, I yield the floor. All right, before sunrise, we've got a lunar Mercurian square. All right, Luna's in the fourth house, so she's got some accidental digging that. Move, get down, bro. In the fourth house, and Mercury's in the first house at 2 degrees. So once again, there might be some stimulation or a challenge of some sort between your values, between what you learned at home and now what you are learning now about government authority. Someone, well, for most of us that are studying, came up to accept these beings in position as authority, and we were never told about the other side. So maybe there's some kind of stressful situation on knowing your position and them knowing their position, and then the illusion of things of who's powerful and who's not, who's supposed to do this and who's supposed to do that. So really overcoming that and allowing yourself to, properly really communicate those things and becoming really solid and firm within yourself. Now that you know that, hey, I was acting as a trustee, but now I realize that I'm really a beneficiary. So let me value myself to um, really step back from doing things that have only brought me harm, even though it might not have been right, but I signed it. So now let me right myself and let me repent and have a baptism of the mind so that now my actions, communications, and feelings are all in harmony so that I'm just not emotionally driven without the actual foundation of the facts or truth. And with that, I yield the floor. And last, it looks like we got a lunar Martian square. Righty. So Luna's, oh no, bro, you got this. I see, that's where I messed up. I was like, man, I ain't had no seventh house all day besides the sunrise. I done ran my mouth. Man, jeez. Gee. All right, so all right, well, what's pretty cool about that is Mars is at the degree of history. Right? And then Luna's at the degree of triumph and great general. So I'm just really interested to see if some trustees, generals, executors are removed, and now those who actually know law and would like to enforce law can now actually step in and start to fix the maladministration that has been occurring. Mars is in the seventh, so that's all about uh things that are foreign relationships. So it's just be interesting if something foreign comes up, or maybe you see a dispute something, or maybe between some generals or those who are in authority or positions. Maybe there's some kind of home thing and another foreign. Let's see, 9 degrees, 9 minutes. So yeah, 909. And Luna's actually ruling that ascendant. So yeah, there's some values that are shifting and occurring. And it really can't be stopped right now. So speak up about those things. And yeah, it's kind of like a homeschooling thing is about to occur. And this might just be the people. Right? Giving the instructions to those that are in these positions, these institutions, and all that. Yeah, do something foreign for that day and really value it. Doing things that you were not taught, things that were not for your benefit, but only for your detriment. But there's been this illusion of that it was for your benefits when really it was for someone else's private gain. And with that, I yield the floor.
Indeed. If I'm not mistaken, hold on. Yes. Solar ascendant conjunction for the 17th, right? And then there's two testimonies I have after that. So taking place at 26 degrees, it's Taurus degree, all right? So here is where, what may be really on the minds of the people, even when they're arising on this particular sunrise, maybe gardening. Maybe people are checking out their indoor garden at this particular portion, and maybe also thinking of how to further expand that garden, right? By seeing what they've learned, what some good things are, what some pros are, some cons are, in relation to them expressing themselves through their garden. However, knowing also too that what they can better do is just probably better facilitate with growing other things, probably adding to that particular garden. So that just really one of the things that came to my mind just by looking at that, when it comes to seeing the sun there making its rise at 26 degrees, because you can still, with the proper temperature of an indoor structure of some sort, even if it's just your room and you have a humidifier or some and a heater or something, being able to facilitate the growth of vegetables and things of that nature. I just know that what really came to mind here is that ones can make their own self transformation and better express themselves by, just getting over the fascination and denial of those that may not even understand or see your vision, can't relate to you, and what you can do is just move forward and grow all the food that you can possibly grow to better establish food security. And with that, I yield the floor. Before sunrise, very interesting talking about food security. Luna is trine Venus before sunrise. Luna's there at 23 degrees Aries, 13 minutes. That's an Aquarian degree. And Venus is there at 23 degrees Sagittarius, 23 minutes in the sixth house. So Luna's in the 11th and Venus is in the sixth. Interesting how Venus is co-ruling with Mars over the 11th house there. And so with that, and kind of taking a look at all this so-called final dispositorship, which is very interesting, Saturn seems to really be in control here. And here's where I think, one can actually do themselves a great service. All righty, be great to yourself and do yourself a great service by, taking charge of your health and making sure that you are really experimenting with that which if you're just hearing it, great. You can further secure yourself by looking things up, further researching. Cool. Yes, you have the internet. That's great. Internet's not just an exhaustive resource. See what books you can actually find where, someone is giving further insight for a particular health topic. And that way, what you can actually do is really make the sudden changes that are necessary, not only to yourself, but there are people watching you. Maybe it's your immediate loved ones that are also watching. Maybe it's a group that would like to see also how are you faring with the suggestion pertaining to health that you are experiencing. All right. And with that, I yield the floor. And finally, our final transit that we're going over is a solar lunar quartile, right? First quarter moon's taking place. 2200 hours, 52 minutes, 22 seconds. All right, that's 22:52:22 or 10:52:22 post meridian Eastern. And Luna and Sol are square, being in the 4th and 7th houses. This may deal with someone's grandparents here. All righty, so when it comes to those grands, right, and it's a conversation, I think that this is going to be a conversation between 2 to 3 different generations. All righty. And I think what's going to be shined here is one's creative abilities and how they are securing certain, things in their life. What creative discipline is really taking place here. And I think that's what's going to be communicated, so that there are some values that are treasured within one person's mind, right? And those treasures, right, or those values, right, those values that are being treasured, so to speak, what I think is actually taking place with that is a means for people to really just add to how they go about their life. I think here is where, the family overall, the youth and the elders will be able to learn from each other by a in-depth conversation and how to really balance their, how to balance their daily affairs by being able to see life through the lens of their relatives. And I think here is where people will be getting fresh perspective and really, being amazed, actually, like, wow, I never thought I could have a conversation with, my grandchildren or my child like that. Or I never thought I could have a conversation with my mother and father or my grandmother or grandfather. So here, that appreciation takes precedent. All right. And with that, I yield the floor. Any questions, comments, and or suggestions going once? Questions, comments, and or suggestions going once. Appreciate those 6 of you that stuck together. Mother Janelle said 99 homes on Netflix pertaining to. I remember we was talking about them, what they're doing, utilizing unlawful detainer and removing people. Yes. Right.
Yep, and others getting kickbacks.
Yeah, I know. And Mother Carmisha says, talk to me then, is hilarious. Moon hour here in Kenya. Indeed, it says VSTRV, CVRTV. Indeed, appreciate you commenting there. It says the moon hour near Kenya. They just had a great business meeting, life-changing, been working towards it for 13 years now. Indeed, congratulations to you. And best part, I think they're saying there, best part is that it's for the people, indeed, and you're welcome. All right, they said thank you, you're welcome. Yeah, gratitude indeed. that's great, and it's interesting too, because I'm pretty sure on Mondays when we do the Intuition Monday, Kenya is within. Matter of fact, I could go and double check right now. Kenya is within what zone?
Probably the Sag.
I think the Sag zone. Let me double check.
If it's not, yeah, I'm going Sag. Possibly, maybe Scorpio, but
that's interesting. Let's see. Virgo. That's Leo. Libra. Yeah, I think you're right. It might be around this. Oh, okay, hold on. I got the map here. So I guess let me stop screen sharing here. Right? Let me stop screen sharing there.
It's kind of between, it's like low-key Capricorn. Yeah, I'm going Capricorn.
So that's
close to that Sagittarius.
So people can kind of see, like, I mean, we've probably only showed this once before, but
they probably wonder how's Brother Sean doing this.
Yeah, based on some studies and me putting a picture together, I was like, you know what? This is what we'll do. But this is kind of our mindset here. This is where we can see, where the zones are, right? And so, like 9 times out of 10, the sign is in the middle of the 30 degrees of each zone, if I'm not mistaken. I think I got that correct. Do I got that correct? Or is it at the beginning? Might be at the beginning, because now I'm looking at that Taurus Gemini thing there. So yeah, it might be in the beginning. And we see where the Virgo zone is. Right. So from Leo to Virgo, we can see where that is. And then from Virgo to Libra, and then from Libra to Scorpio. Scorpio to Sag, yeah, it's definitely mostly Capricorn for Kenya. Mostly. Right? I guess I'll zoom it on this, right? So that it's all of Capricorn, actually. I mean, hold on. It's all a Sagittarius zone, bro. Actually. Yeah, that's all Sag. So shout out to you guys out there near Kenya, right? Within the Sagittarius zone. Appreciate you. Right? So any questions, comments, and or suggestions going Twizzeyes? I know we done spent a couple of hours with you guys, as of late too. We've been wanting to let's just get through it. Let's flash testimony. It's just been on my spirit to just kind of speak on some other things, you know what I mean? As, to kind of keep the people abreast of what's the thought that needs to be in the people's minds, right? Stop allowing trustees to use force of arms and threat, duress, and coercion. You know what I mean? Like, just really stop it, Brother Sean for the win, right? That's what my karma should say. Right? So with that being said, guys, we appreciate you all, right? Brother Sean, questions, comments, and suggestions going thrice?
Nah. We all good.
Well, guys, look out for that email. We always say, guys, make sure you donate, right? Be yourselves and
donate.
All righty. So make sure you donate, guys, so that we can maintain what it is that we maintain. As far as, you want to get in contact with us by phone, cool. Your contributions help with that. You want to get in contact with us by website, it helps with that. No phone, no website ever. There's always email, and there's always YouTube, or, TikTok or Instagram. So we're going to still do what we do, because remember, your contributions, 1, feed us, 2, help us maintain what it is that we maintain for you guys, and to continue doing what it is that we do. We're at this is what, 400 and what, bro? We got to be well past 470 now, bro. We got to be 471 videos, bro. So I think this is 472 here. I think that we're on, right? Still at 657 subscribers, right? 470 something videos and still under 1,000 subscribers on.
Right. This will be 472 right here.
Yeah, right. So we're at 472. This is interesting. Right? It's like, do we ever catch up to the amount of subscribers that we?
That's what I was sitting there thinking.
Is that how it goes? But guys, when you go to get your victuals, make sure you eat really good, enjoy yourselves, make sure it's healthy. And when you go to rest and recharge, make sure you rest and recharge well. We love you all. We appreciate you all. Thank you all for joining us. This is where we say on behalf of Seven Hill Star, I'm Brother Hasan Gazio Bey, Brother Sean Ali Mel, Brother Corey Bey, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, and Brother Aramulava Bey. We say to you all, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace.